terms of issues this week, sort of player power? Has it gone too far with the Asmir Begovic situation that happened in midweek, refusing to play?
I think it has gone too far. I really do. I think you only have to look at the higher echelon of the game, and I think they make so many mistakes. It's quite frightening. I was very outspoken in the first meeting of the managers that I went to, and the only one I'll probably ever go to, because they probably won't invite me again, because I totally believe it's all wrong. I really do. I think the Bosman rule is absolutely, totally wrong. It gives the power to agents and not the club. If you've developed a player for 4 or 5 years and he runs out of contract, if you offer him the same contract at least, again, you should hold his registration. But now, if he's over 24, he can walk out your club for nothing. It breeds disloyalty. So I think they're totally wrong. I think they need to go back to what we used to do. And I'm saying it quite forcefully, but I'm still smiling, because I totally believe I'm right. If you offer him the same again or a penny more, then you have the power. He doesn't. And you can call him a piece of meat or what, but I'm telling you, he's been exploited by his agent. If you've worked with him and developed him, why should he walk out your club for nothing? If you've given him that commitment, why should he be able to go for nothing if he has a current market value? Now, we were getting it right. All they had to do was copy what we did in this country, and you won't get this mess we're in. You will not get people overpaid when they're young to take them past 24 and 25. They will not then have a horrible attitude and behave like delinquents, where they have too much money and run around and be a bad role model to people like this. We've got to sort it out, but I'm wasting my time, really, unless Mr. Seth Blatter stands here and explains some of the decisions that they make at that level. You know, there's so much wrong with the game, but we all have to stick together, and then they might listen. One person like me, obviously I'm not important enough to make a difference, but there's so many things wrong. You know, the technology, not goal line technology, it is a delayed camera for the fourth official. You'll never get a decision wrong. Never. And it'll take 2 seconds. Offside. Goal. And then the ref tells the crowd with his mic he can switch it. You know, it's absolute stupid, isn't it? Have a timekeeper sat in the stand. Yeah? Why can't someone else be responsible for the time? And then you won't get Fergie time, will you? Sorry, Fergie.
Will we see it in our time? I don't know. Just a final point in terms of the number of Premier League goals that have been scored in the first couple of weekends of the season. It's the highest since the inception of the Premier League. Might be a bit of a sensitive point, but is there a reason for that? Are teams becoming stronger, and are some teams becoming weaker, and is the gap growing?
I think more and more people are signing players in the summer. You're getting new squads together. You're getting new defences together. You haven't got enough time these days to, with the World Cup particularly. You know, that competition, a lot of its players come back late, and they were all snapped up by other people, and now you're trying to integrate them back in. So your squad's at different levels. So I think you always get a few weird results, but you only have to look at last season. There's some fantastic teams, brilliantly organised teams who went to the likes of Chelsea away and got blown away. I've faced it myself this week with, you know, resting Van Persie and Fabregas and then coming on in the second half, and they were good enough to tear us to shreds. But, you know, we've got a gulf between where we are on the bottom of the division, let alone where we are on the top of the division. And, you know, the longer you've been in it, the longer you've benefited from the money that your company feeds it with, the bigger chance you've got of being much better than anyone else.